Alright, so about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I did this video. It was a very bad video on how to make ambient music in Audacity. Now, I mean, it got to the point, but I feel like I could have executed better. So, hello, I am Andrew, or Nocturna, or Nocturnum, and I am primarily a director for games. I also do voice acting. But one of the main things that I can do, oh, sorry if my mic pops, all right. One of the main things that I can do is I can do sound effects. Well, I can attempt to do them at least. Um, so one of the things that I get asked a lot, because people are always very, so there's a lot of devs out there that want to figure out how to do this kind of stuff for the video games. They want to know how to make ambient music, quote unquote, ambience. So I don't know what I was about to say there. So they want to know how to do ambience, and I'm just here to say, depending on how you do it, it's not very hard. So as you can already, if you watch the previous tutorial, I'm basically going to be repeating what I did in that video, but try to make it clearer to everyone here. Gonna actually put effort into it. So, ambient music is not hard, depending on how you do it. And what I do is I get a song and I heavily edit it to make it sound like you're in hell. And it's very simple. So I know, I think Mr. Nightmare did a video on this in the past, but the result of what he did wasn't very good, and I just didn't like how he executed it. So um in this video, I'm going to be trying to teach you guys how to get a good result out of doing this. All right? So right here we have a sample, sorry, which is Blondie, Heart of Glass, like the old video. And I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't tear me a new asshole, but um, whatever. All right, so here we go. Okay, so as you can see, for those of you who heard that song, you don't even know how it goes. But it's a very upbeat song, a very happy song, I guess you could say. Well, it sounds happy at least. I don't know about the lyrics or whatever. I'm not interested in that for today, at least. Um, so we're gonna turn this into something the complete opposite of what I just described. So the thing about this is that there's no clear direction of what to do. But there is a few basic editing procedures that are usually always applied to what I do. So basically, I'm just going to show you guys what I mainly do, and you guys can, and you can do whatever you want to it. But for this, I'm going to show you what I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the audio, go to Effect, and then we're going to go to tempo. Change tempo. So let me set this back to default. Okay, so right now it's at 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to bring up the tempo all the way up to 105.883. It could be faster. It could be a lot more than that. But it should be upping the tempo around that area. So then we're going to click OK. Alright, so right now it's still too long. We need to bring it down to around 15 to around 10 seconds. So we're going to press Control R again, and that will repeat what I just did. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Okay. So there we go. So let's play that. Right now it sounds like I'm on cocaine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and now we're going to go ahead and speed it. Wait, no. So right now we're going to go ahead and pause stretch it. So I'm going to go back. Let me do defaults. So I do the default settings, which is stretch factor 10.0, and then time resolution is 0.25. So then I'm going to click OK, and pulse stretch, depending on how long your audio is, pulse stretch will take a while. So that's why I sped it up. Because if this was all the way up to 2 minutes here, and I pulse stretched this, this would have gone down to around 1 hour. So here is that. So there's our result. Let's play it. All right, so we're getting there. So you can already hear that it's starting to become ambience. It's very reverby. You can barely make out anything that's going on in the original song. So right now it's too high pitched for a horror game, at least, because if you heard this in a horror game, in my opinion, it would sound terrible. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change the speed. We're gonna bring this. Let me put that to defaults. So right now we're at default speed. We're gonna bring it down. It doesn't really depend how much you want to slow it down. But if the thing to note is the more you slow it down, the more distorted it'll get, and eventually it'll just become inaudible. So we're gonna bring it down. I'm bringing it down to 0.600 here. I'm gonna click OK. It's gonna take a little bit. And nightmare fuel. So we're not there yet. It's still too high pitched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the pitch down. So we're going to go to pitch. We're going to put default. Okay, so we're at 0.000 there. And we're going to bring it down. I'm bringing it down to negative 46.000. Alright, so I think we need to slow it down again because it's still too high. Keep in mind, this is going to be all over the place because, like I said, this is just generally what I do. I just get the song and I distort it until it sounds like I want it to sound. Okay. Changing speed again. Okay. And we are almost there. So there we go. So it's, you could use this probably. It's still a bit too loud and high pitched for me. So I'm going to bring it down once again. Bring it down the pitch wise at least. Okay, so that sounds very good. That I'm probably not going to go any further. So the problem is that when you bring the pitch and speed down a lot, it distorts the sound. And if you could hear, it sounds very rumbly in the sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a low pass filter. And with the low pass, I believe it brings the basically it blurs the entire sound, like it makes it sound very muffled. So we're going to muffle that shaking sound out with this. So I'm going to try this. Let me try a low pass filter. Alright, so low pass filter. This was default settings, by the way. So there you go. That's basically it. I've seen people reverse the sound. I've seen people do all kinds of stuff. You can add delay, which is basically echo, basically a better version of the echo effect. So so before I go, I'm gonna do one more thing. So right now it's a bit too loud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the amplify effect, and I'm gonna bring it down. So right now, let's bring it down default. So I'm gonna bring it down here. You have to be very careful with amplify because it's very sensitive. So we're gonna bring it down. Adding amplify. All right. So now it's as you can see, it's much quieter. And there you go. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's no definitive way to do this. It's very trial and error. You have to listen, add more, listen, add more, add more. But that's basically what I do. You know, you could follow what I just did. You can get download Heart of Glass somewhere, and do whatever you want to it. And the thing is that it'll always sound different depending on how you edit the bass sound. So you don't have to worry about repeats or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully this is better than the original video. Um, thank you for watching. Have a good one.